Hey, horror fans! Thanks for joining me for no, not a review this time. Yeah, I know the title kind of says something to the respects of anniversary time, and yes, August 14, 2009 is when I put out uh, my first review. So yeah, 13 years, been doing this a long time. Um, but this video is a little bit different, and yeah, it's great to kind of celebrate uh, doing this for so long and so forth. This video is gonna be a little bit different, and I know that some of you are like, "Oh God, he's gonna start rambling here," and so forth. Let me switch to another review, go to another channel, blah blah. But please bear with me. I have something that's kind of difficult to kind of talk about and so forth. But I've gone back and forth about saying it and whatever. I don't put my personal stuff out there too much, and I obviously been hiding something for a while. But uh, through some encouragement, I guess I'm gonna let the cat out of the bag, sort of. But if you don't want to sit here and watch me ramble about this, and you just kind of want to know what it is, there's a link below, and you can kind of see and go. And if you want to more read about what I'm about to say, feel free to do so if you don't want to see me ramble. But yeah, I mean, first and foremost, congratulations to myself, I guess. 13 years of reviewing movies. Some years I've done a lot, some years I have not, done as many as I want for A, B, or C reason. And this is, so far this year, probably been a year where I've not done as many as I want, and I'm going to tell you the reason here in a minute. But yeah, it's 13 years of reviewing and being a part of the horror community, and also 11 years of promoting horror at promotehorror.com. So, it's been a lot of time and dedication to the horror community, and a lot of sacrifice. And I think the last year I talked about a lot of the sacrifice that goes into this, and how it becomes harder and harder to do, and life is always trying to get in your way, and that's kind of what it's trying to do again. Um, but yeah, one of the things I've kind of said over time is being part of the horror community, and a lot of people, when I see them on social media, they're proud of being part of the horror community, but they also point out that other things about themselves, that they're part of the horror community, but they're part of being a certain race or a certain sex or religion, or maybe they have a disability, or they have an illness or something that also identifies with them, and they're more open about it to them, and being out there and social media and saying that. And to me, in all this time and all these years, I've kind of just sat back and said, you know it's great that all these people can be all these things, and kind of support all of what they're doing, and believe in who they are. But to me, I've always just been horror fan of just horror, the horror fan, and promoting horror and doing reviews and whatever. But now, because of what's happened, I almost see myself, or see it in a different light, and see where some people are coming from, and being where they are. And with that, I mean as saying that now I'm horror fan slash also cancer survivor. You know, it's kind of saying that is kind of crazy, but it suddenly became my reality, and suddenly became where I am months later. And is just kind of putting that out there is crazy. I've not really told any. You guys, if you guys, I'm not gonna pretend anybody's glued in on what I'm doing all the time, and stuff, and you're paying attention to the reviews and the promotions. And again, like I said, I don't use my social media for really myself, so not many people know. I know there's a few people who know now. They were kind of shocked by it. Um, but it's not something that I just want out there, and just throwing it out there for whatever reason. Like I said, a lot of people are brave in what they do, and and can put stuff like that out there and so forth. But I've always kind of been to the side of I don't want to do that, because I think, then it opens the door for some people being mean, because let's face it, there are mean people out there, and they take opportunity to be mean just because, for whatever reason. Um, but I don't want to go down that road, because I can say some things, but whatever. That's not the point here. The point is, um, like I said, I guess I'll take you to. I'm known for rambling here, but I'll try to make this as quick and as least painful as possible. Um, for those of you that are still here. Um, but yeah, I guess towards the end of last year, the more the year went on, the more I kind of figured something was wrong. I ended up, seeing the doctor towards the late end of the year, and found out that, yeah, I had a good sized tumor in the back of my throat, kind of where my tonsils are. And in January, I was officially diagnosed with large B cell lymphoma, and I had not only that, I had signs of here in my lymph nodes, kind of in this area here, signs of maybe something developing there as well. Um, so that meant chemo, and of course, we enjoy our horror, but to me that was real horror, and that was real fear. Um, that just watch a lot of horror movies. You say, oh, they should be scared than they look, and yeah, I felt it. I felt that fear and scaredness there. And unfortunately, I had my stepfather pass away several years ago because he had cancer, and I saw what he went through with chemo. So I was definitely scared. But they always say, happy wife, happy life, and the wife always knows best, and so forth. And my wife, she does research in cancer and so forth. So she assured me, hey, this is going to be curable. You're going to be okay. Do what the doctors say, and we'll pull through this. So I kind of had to gather myself in, and off to get this nice port here, as you can see. Not nothing totally to see here, but you can kind of see the wound. Port put in me so that I could have my blood drawn from it, and also have my chemo put through there. A true horror contraption as it is. And it was off to several treatments of chemo, and I'm not gonna go through every one and whatever, but sitting in a bed for hours and watching medicine go through you and wearing a mask, it's not fun. And after the second treatment, passing out and falling on the floor and giving your wife a heart attack, not fun. Some of the side effects along the way, not fun. But I knew it was not going to be a fun experience. But at the end of the day, I'm not going to complain, because I saw a lot of people that were older than me, sicker than me, and they were bearing it and going through it as well. So when you see that, it's hard, to really feel pity on yourself when you know that there are people there that, as bad as you feel, are having it worse and having a harder time. So just kind of have to suck it up and just do it. And probably the biggest difficulty was it, and the biggest thing is obviously a lot of the side effects. And for me, neuropathy was probably the worst. And for those who are not familiar with that, that is basically, involving your nerves, especially in your hands, your fingers, and your feet, and then some points of your legs. And just kind of, you get this shocking feeling, this numbing feeling. I would say it's kind of similar to when you kind of fall asleep on your hand or whatever, and you kind of get that weird feeling. It's kind of like that, but more of a shock, more of a shocking, slight electricity kind of issue. Makes it weird when you touch things, especially metal things. And for me, that was weird. Every time waking up in the morning, my hands would be really stiff and weird, and my legs over time, I had it's all the medicine and stuff really fatigues you. It's like, it's one thing about being tired and so forth, but I'm talking about real fatigue. Like, I can barely move. I don't want to do anything because I'm really short of breath if I start doing anything. Walking became a struggle. I could only do short distances, and either you get tired or my legs were weak, and that was a problem. But long and behold, thanks to God, in January, and not in January, in June, I went, I went through, my chemo, and it was time to get checked, and I got checked, and the cancer is gone, and so thank God for that. And there are one or two other smaller issues at hand. They don't, there's no reason to think that they're anything to do with cancer, just more of the side effect of what I've been through, that need to be resolved. But as far as cancer, I'm made it through that for now, and now it's just a waiting game to see, will it come back, or am I cured for life, or do I have, years before, it comes back, or months, or whatever's going to happen. Now it's kind of, the waiting game is for me to do what I need to do, from a health standpoint, to make sure that I do what I do to hopefully it doesn't come back. So that was good, and good news, obviously, and I was happy about that. And then, I was looking forward to kind of, hey, cancer's gone, now I can kind of get back to normal. But like I said, still some issues going on there. Particularly still walking. Walking is still a hard thing, and I think, the tiredness and whatever, that's kind of gone away as far as being fatigued, but I can still only walk so much, and that's kind of frustrating, and going up steps is hard. It's no fun. But I looked forward to that, and then I spent 2+ years being COVID free, and doing all the precautions and stuff, and we did it very seriously, as opposed to, I know, some people and so forth. And then I got COVID to start July, and then that was kind of a setback, and my immune system was not where it needed to be to defend against that. And I got sick real good, real quick, and I think the last couple of days, I still have a cough, and the last couple of days it's finally starting to maybe go away. But yeah, I spent much of July dealing with with COVID and being sick from that, and that really didn't allow me a chance to do much recovering either, because I was just feeling bad and sick, and fevers and coughing, and all this, some of the stuff that you read about that you have with that. So yeah, that was not well timed, and not good. I guess it could have been worse while I was going through my chemo, but still not well timed. So yeah, this whole recovery thing has been just not going as planned, and slower than as planned. I will tell you that my hands feel better. I still get a little electricity feeling, like in my arms here and there, but my fingers are a lot better. Definitely when I had COVID, and at the worst moment of COVID, I felt it. It was still in my nerves. So that was definitely not fun. But I've kind of bringing it back to the whole, horror thing here. I've, had to pass on doing some reviews. I've had to pass on doing interviews. I haven't done many interviews in a while now. Kind of dropped out of my podcast partners there, because I just couldn't get to telling them the truth about what was going on. And I guess, like I said, I didn't want to really share this with anybody. I've passed on covering festivals. Just because I just didn't have it in me to do so, and then I tried to continue to do as much as I can do, and horror wise as I can, and continue to support all you guys out there as best as I can through this. But I've had to pass on anything. There's Popcorn Frights is coming up, and it's a festival that I always go to, and one that's local, and I enjoy covering it and going to. But I have to pass on it this year too, because I'm just not physically there yet to do that. And so it is it is what it is. But I guess like I said, I'm not gonna complain. There are people that are sicker than me. There are people that had it worse than me, have it worse than me, and so forth. I saw it, face to face right there, and it's a dose of reality, and reality in a lot of different ways, and so forth. So, hopefully I'll be back to full strength here soon. Hopefully nothing else happens, and I can get some of these other issues taken care of, and get back to rolling, and we'll see. Like I said, every year, anniversary comes up. Like I said, it's tough, and this year has been tough, and it's been tough to continue. And on one hand, it's good to have this as an outlet to kind of escape and kind of get your mind off of the real world. But then the real world is there, and it makes it tough to kind of continue to review things and promote horror and do that kind of thing. So. That's my story, and that has more to do with my story than a real anniversary celebration here. But now I can kind of say, I'm a horror fan / cancer survivor, and hopefully I'm a survivor for a long time. And I will always be a horror fan, whether I'm reviewing movies or not, whether I'm promoting horror or not. And horror is something I love and enjoy. Whether I'm involved in whatever, and I appreciate you guys for allowing me to do this for so long, and allowing me to help some of you guys, and I wish some that I could have helped more than I did. And if you have clicked below or will click below, you'll notice I have a link there, asking for some support in return. Don't feel obligated. It is what it is. If you can help, I appreciate it. If you can share it, I appreciate it. If not, no worries. I'm more than happy to work for any help. Go to Promote Horror, sign up for a promotion. I'm happy to work. If you don't want to just donate, if you don't feel comfortable or whatever, but you have something that I can help you with in return, head over there and sign up for a promotion, and I'll be happy to work for it. It's fine. It just is what it is right now, and it's been a difficult year, a difficult time, and I really want to get back to normal, get back to doing Promote Horror, doing work, doing, not feeling so weighed down by reality. But it is what it is. But I think, a lot of you can relate to the fact that, that's what horror is for us, a chance to escape and a chance to go to a different place and see different things, experience different things in a world that is not reality for a lot of the horror that we see, but not always too far in some of the cases. But that is what it is. So 13 years of reviewing horror movies and 11 years of promoting horror, and it's been a journey, and we'll see if we can keep it up. It is, like I said, it continues to be harder and harder to continue to do, especially when you got things like that going on. But yeah, I thank you for your time. I thank you for listening to my story. If you want to know more about my story, like I said, I don't like getting too personal, but if you want to know more, you want to talk about it, anybody else out there with cancer or maybe it's just been diagnosed or has someone that's been diagnosed and has questions about the experience, about what I went through, I could attempt to talk about it. And like I said, I don't want to get too personal, but I mean, if I can do my part to help, I guess I will. Um, to all the cancer survivors out there, I know now, maybe you went through it a little bit different than I did, but now I know, and have the ultimate respect for you surviving what you've gone through. So it is not easy, and I hope that all those out there who can or whatever, even if it's not for me, if you can support a cancer cause out there, whatever it be, please do so. Or if you know someone who has cancer, is going through it, try to give them your support, for whatever support they need, or whatever you can do for them, please, please do, because it's not easy. So yeah, I think I've rambled on enough there. Again, if you can help and you can do more, you want to maybe catch a little bit more of something maybe I didn't say here, you can click the link down in the description, and so you get to see a nice picture of me with this here attached. And yeah, if you guys have been following, I guess if you guys have been following my reviews and so forth, you saw a time where I had a lot of hair, and then now I have more hair. It's growing back like fiercely, and I guess I can be thankful that my hair is not a problem. But if you saw me before, you know that I had the long hair, and there's even a picture there if you haven't. You didn't see me before. You can see that I had the long hair going, and a beard kind of similar to this going on, and then you might not have seen me with the beard, and you definitely saw me without the hair. So at least the one problem I didn't have was the hair growing back real quickly. Really quickly. It's growing back with a fierceness. So yeah, I'm just rambling on at this point. But I thank you guys. Anybody who's watched this video completely and insane, went on much further than I wanted to, and as I always typically do. But I thank you. I thank you if you click the link and have read a little bit about what I've just said, and if any support you can do, share this video, share that link. I will take that at the end of the day. And I'm thankful that I'm part of the horror community, and thankful that I'm still here to be part of the horror community, and hopefully I can continue to do so for as long as I can, whether it's health related or other things, or like real world stuff that whatever. But 13 years, hopefully 14, 15, and so on, and whatever it ends up being. I thank the horror community. You guys are awesome. Awesome all these years, and on the friendships I got, and so forth. And I can't say enough about a lot of you guys out there. You guys, a lot of people have had hard times and gone through a lot of bad stuff and met some bad people online and had their struggles. But I can say that I've had the opposite experience, and I'm thankful for that, and thankful for you guys. So yeah, that's it. I'm gonna wrap this up, and I'll either catch you on the next review or over at Promote Horror, promoting your guys' stuff and sharing stuff and whatever. So I'll catch you guys out there. So thank you.